Hello, it's Precious. Winter is here. Let's see if I'll survive this season. Since it's now winter, I feel like having a crochet nook will be very important for me. Not even important, yeah, important, but it's going to be very helpful. That's what I wanted to say, because I feel like it's so uncomfortable for me to crochet from this tray. Like, I'm always crocheting from this position, and it's not nice most of the time. So like, I end up feeling back pains and everything. So like, sitting on this chair for like long hours, it's just not working for me. So I feel like if I have like a crochet nook, like a space where I can just sit and crochet and feel inspired. Like, for the most part, like, I need like a space that's gonna give me the motivation, inspire me to crochet more, to knit more, because I feel like knitting is also one thing that I haven't been doing a lot of. So I want to knit more. And one thing I love about knitting is the fact that it doesn't take a lot of yarn, but it takes a bit longer. That's the sad thing. But yeah, but also, like, one thing that I wanted to look a certain way. So I have a sketch that I created, so I'm gonna put up the sketch, right, of everything how I want the setup to look like, because since this is a DIY project, I have to do this on a budget and I'm limited to the things that I can use. So I'm just using stuff around, not even the house, the yard. Yeah, so stuff that I can find. So the first thing that I wanna have, it is, since I mentioned that my sketch will be up here, so I'm just gonna be looking down so that, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. So the first thing, it is actually having like a hammock at the top. I feel like a hammock would be nice, but then I don't know what I'm gonna put there as yet, but I think it's gonna make it look a bit cozy, because I'm not gonna create something for the sake of creating something. I just want something that's gonna make me feel comfortable. And then also another thing that I wanted to add, it is some floating shelves. So I have to create like 3 of them. So yeah. And then also another thing is that I want to crochet some wall art. So I have to make like a total of 3 wall arts, right? And then the ones with the frames, right, it's gonna be some framed pictures that I have. I just want to put up some framed pictures, but then I have an idea of how the frames are gonna look like, because I'll be making them myself. So basically everything is just DIY. And then for the section of where I'll be sitting, right, for like the chair, like, I'm actually making my own I don't know, should I call it a chair? No, it's not even a chair, but a place to sit. That's just, yeah, like, I don't know how to call it. So basically I have this old chest of drawers, so I'm gonna use that as the base, right? And then at the top I'm gonna use like a sponge too, so that it's a bit more comfortable. And then I want to have some few cushions so that it's comfortable on the chair. But then on my sketch here initially, like, as you can see, that I put like a something that looks like a continental pillow, right? But here's the thing. So as I was working on the sponge, because I've already started with this, I started with this like, I think 2 weeks ago. Yeah, like, I have some bit of leftover sponge, right? So I think I'm gonna use that as some form of cushion, right? So I'm gonna use that. So there's a high chance that I'm not gonna do that big one. Yeah, it's gonna look totally different. But also, this was just for me to get like an idea of what I want. It's not like I'm gonna create everything exactly as it is here, but it's gonna be more or less 95% like as what I sketched here. And then one thing I wanted to crochet like a a bit of a small throw blanket, and then I wanted to make like maybe 2 more throw pillows which are a bit smaller. And then also for the cover for the sponge, right, like the fabric that I'm gonna put over it, it's something that I'm actually DIYing. So as you guys saw from my previous video when I was trying to remove the stitches from that cloth, right? Yeah. And then yeah, but then I feel like that's more or less the idea, but then I don't want to explain this too much because I feel like I've been talking for a while. So let me just show you guys what I've done so far, and then so that I can continue, because I want to finish this in the next 2 days. But I have started, so I'm just going to show you guys what I've done so far. So I know that my craft room at the moment, it's a mess. There's like sponges here, there's like stuff everywhere, but then we'll deal with that later. So this is the one of the fabrics that I'm gonna use for like the cover of the sponge, like for where I sit, like just to cover it and make it look nice. I kind of liked this detail, so that's why I wanted to use this. And also it's a bit dirty, I need to wash it, so hopefully I can get these stains off this thing. But then let me show you the second one. The second one looks like this. So this one is more cleaner, so I just need to stitch these two together like that. I feel like that's what I need to do, just to stitch them together like that, and yeah, that's it. So hopefully they'll fit. Also another thing, right, so this is the thingy, the chest of drawers that I was talking about. So basically at the moment I just decided to put it there just to see how it will look like from this angle, right? Because then also from my sketch, right, you guys saw that like it looks exactly like this, more or less like this. I'm gonna put the sketches just so that you can see like what I was trying to do. So yeah, so this is the base for it, but then at the moment it's not balanced because I still need to put back one drawer inside so that it's properly balanced, so that it doesn't fall apart when I sit. And then for the sponge, right, I already did this last week, so I already tried to do the cover for it. This is not the official cover for it yet, as I mentioned that I'll be putting that one, but this one is just one that I'm doing roughly, right? Because then even the stitching, you can see it's bad. I was just rushing through it because like it's just not that important. It's just to cover the sponge because the sponge is like this. So this sponge is the one that I'll be putting here as the cushion. And then I also have, yeah, and then I'll explain all of these bits in a few. So for the sponge covers, right, I got the fabric from my mom. My mom gave me old sheets, old bed sheets, so I still have a bit left of it. So let me show you what I still have from what my mom gave me. And so I have everything in here. So I still have this red one. I have this red one which I want to use this as the cover, the official cover on top for the sponge, right? I hope I make sense. This is the one that I want to use. And then I still have left over from the one that I used to cover it the first time. And then I have this one. So this one I wanted to use it to cover the chest of drawers, right? Because I don't like the wood showing, so I want to use this to cover that. That's what I was thinking. So I just need to cut it up and sew and hand sew it together to fit that part. So for the floating shelves, as I've mentioned, right, so on my sketch I had put 3 floating shelves, but then I've decided to do 2 because on the sketch it doesn't take into account the actual size of the floating shelf and also the size of the space that I have right on the wall. And also I didn't want to create floating shelves that are gonna make it so uncomfortable for me to sit there, because I need them to be above my head. So if I'm sitting, I don't want to find myself knocking over the floating shelves, or like if they're on the side I'm busy knocking them over. So I want them to be positioned properly, so I decided to do 2. And also I used the ice cream sticks that I've been using a lot for my DIYs. So this is the shelf, right? This is the first one. So basically this is how I created it, right? So I just put together two, I don't even know how to explain it, but okay, let me explain the back part because that's the part that will make sense more. So as you guys can see, there's spaces here, right? So I have to like crochet like a cord, right? That's gonna hold the shelf like that, like from what I've shown you on the sketch. So that's all that I have to do. So I left these spaces for that, and that's the first one. I think the first one was perfect. This second one, it's giving me, I don't know why did I change my method of doing this, but then also I was just too lazy to start to do this over again because it takes like a whole entire day or 2 days for this to like properly dry up. So here's the second one. So the mistake with the second one is that it has this space, so I had to hold it together like this, but then yeah, it still has the same concept in some way. But the one that I like the most, it is this one. And then the next thing that I mentioned, it was the picture frames, right? So there's a mistake that happened with the base for my picture frames. So basically I'm gonna be crocheting, you see like crocheted picture frames, right? That's what I wanted. So I wanted it to look a bit, I don't know how to put it, like I wanted to give it like some form of proper structure. So this is how it looks like. So basically you just put the picture like here, and then it's just gonna sit properly. As you can see, there's like a space here where you can slip through a picture, so it's gonna sit properly. So this one was properly done. And then this one, I don't know what happened when it was drying up, because as you can see here, like actually here, I don't know when this part moved. So honestly, I don't know what happened. But hopefully I'll be able to cover it. And the weather is changing and my lighting is getting bad. So that's the update for the stuff that I've done so far. With the stuff that I still have to sew, I came up with a solution, right? So I'm gonna show you guys the stuff that I am sewing, and then I'll show you guys the solution. But for now, let's sort out this whole situation of stuff that I have to crochet. And also another thing, I haven't even crocheted the frames. I'm so far behind, but then I know that by the end of this week I will be done. I'll push. But so I decided to start over again. So basically with this length, right, it will work, but then it's just gonna be a different design from my sketch. It's not gonna look like the one that I had on my sketch, but which is also fine. It's not a big deal, right? Because that was a rough sketch. It doesn't mean that I have to do things exactly as I've put it on the sketch, right? It was just so that it can give me some sort of idea on what I can do and what I can make. So I'm starting over again, so it's fine. That's the update. So right now, let me show you guys the cloth that I'm gonna use to cover the nook, right? Yeah, let me show you the cover, because I've already sewed it and also I washed it yesterday. So basically today it's dry, and I decided to try it on the nook just to see how it looks like. This is how it looks like on this sitting area. Okay, let me remove this thing so that I can show you guys properly. So this is how it looks like. I kind of like it, but then the stains from here, I couldn't get most of them out, but I tried. But I think I'm gonna have to wash it again just to get rid of the stains even more, because on this side I did a good job. And yeah, this is how it looks like I put it like this because this is how I want it to be. But yeah, I think maybe this part, right, might just come slightly to this side, and then here we're gonna have the mini blanket, but we'll figure that out. This red cloth, right, it's supposed to be the cloth that I'm gonna put here. So this is the main one, and then I want to cover it with this one again, and then it will be covered with this. So that's how it's gonna look like, so that when I wash this, right, it will be left with this cover, which I like it because of the texture. So it will still be fine for me when I'm sitting here, like the material won't irritate me in some way. And also looking at this one, you can see there's like some few holes, and it's a bit dull, it has lost its color. So yeah, so that's the plan. I'm trying to vlog and make sure at the same time that my fro is not cut off from the frame, because most of the time my hair gets cut off from the frame, right? Because like every time I'm vlogging, right, I sit like this, right? So now, because I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't get cut off like right now, so it's like I have to sit like this, which is, I'm not used to it. Like I'm really not used to it. Yeah, and I feel like the frame is less controlled when like when it's not like up close. I feel like everything just ends up looking a bit weird for me. I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah, so it's like a few days later, and I'm still not yet done making all the stuff that I need to be making for DIY situation. But right now I'm currently making the hammock. I feel like I really underestimated the amount of time that it was gonna take for me to complete this DIY, because like I had a plan, right? That, oh, okay, I have like a few days left, and then I need to edit the video and then put out the video. You get it? But more so, I don't want to sound like as if the reason I'm doing this DIY, I'm doing it all for the sake of content, right? But I'm doing this for myself too, right? But okay, let me go back to explaining the other thing. It's just that, how do I put it? It's just that, like, fine, I thought that it would take me like a few days just to crochet some of the stuff that I had to crochet, right? And then it turns out that, oh, I really underestimated it, and some things are gonna take a while for me to like complete. And then now I'm realizing that I have another video that I need to put out, which is my end of the month routine. So yeah, and I don't wanna waste too much time or really delay the video, because it's supposed to be end of the month. So if you're gonna post something that is supposed to be end of the month, like 3 weeks after end of the month, it's not gonna work. So that's why I had to really change the whole plan and just, let go of that, stop doing the DIY, so that I can be able to edit the vlog, because it was a very long vlog. That is the longest vlog that I've ever recorded or even edited. So it was just too much for me. So I just decided to stop everything with the DIY and just not be making anything, so that I can focus on the vlog, so that I can make sure that it's properly edited, everything is good to go, because I'm kind of a perfectionist, right? And I don't like putting out videos that are not good quality, right? So yeah, but anyhow, and also like the struggle, right, with the transition from being busy with the DIY to focusing on that video. The struggle is that this is how my mind works, right? So if I have an idea, right? If I have an idea that, okay, I have to do this is how I'm supposed to do it, these are the steps to me doing it, right? So it gets like, it gets imprinted or in my mind, right? It's just gonna be sitting there in my mind, and it's just gonna be a routine that will be on my mind, because my mind understands routines, right? So fine, I know that, okay, it's supposed to be like this, and then like, okay, now the plan is here. And then now the moment I change something with the plan, it just messes up the whole system. It's hard for me to kind of adjust to any changes into my routine. So now I find myself being unproductive, right? I'll just be sitting there like with a brain freeze. Like my brain, it kind of like stops. Like, not even a brain freeze. Is it a brain freeze? I don't know how to put it, but it's just like I can't get anything down, like done. I'm just confused. I just don't know what to do, because that happened. I have to change the routine. So it took like a while for me to really get my mind into editing that video. So I even struggled with that. So it was just a whole other thing. So I guess it is what it is. But then I understood that it was necessary for me to really change my schedule so that I don't sit too long without a video on my channel, because I'm still working on the DIY. So that's one of the things that I'm actually struggling with. But one thing that I'll say is that I've really been enjoying doing this DIY, right? I've really been enjoying it because this is something that I'm like, I love making stuff for myself. I love creating stuff for myself, right? So it's like right now I'm so like, I feel like I'm very much privileged that I'm able to like create something that I would like the way that I would like it, right? I get that other than the fact that like I live on a low income, right? But then I'm not doing my DIYs all for the sake of, oh, I don't have enough money, so I have no tools, let me just DIY. No, I do this because I love being able to create stuff by myself. Like I love doing things by myself. Like it makes me happy. Like it keeps me regulated. So this is why I'm doing this DIY. And if I'm being honest with me doing it now, right, it's just the beginning, because there's more stuff that I want to add to it. So yeah, because as I'm saying right now, right, after this DIY, I had a plan for this month of July that I wanted to spend the whole entire month crocheting a mat, right, a mat or rug for my craft room. So I wanted to do that, and I wanted to use like scrap yarn. But then it's like, in order for me to do that, I have to finish this. And imagine, and me being too ambitious, imagine I'm thinking that I'm gonna finish this in less than a month. But it is possible. I could do it, right? If I make sure that I crochet for at least like an hour in a day, every day, then I know that I'll be able to do it. So yeah. So anyway, I'm just still trying to unravel this yarn. So this is a top that I made a few years ago. I don't want to wear it anymore. I don't like it anymore. So I'm gonna use the yarn for the hammock. So yeah, let me just try to unravel that, and then yeah, we'll talk again probably later, or maybe when I'm actually done with the actual project, with making everything that I need to make. So the hammock is done. This is how it looks like. So there's a couple of stuff that my boyfriend found in the storage shack, right? Stuff that I can use for like my DIYs. So I feel like he knows me so well, and the kind of things that I like and the kind of things that I would actually find some sort of use for them. So let me show you guys right now. So this is what he found in the storage shack. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Oh, I think I can figure it out. Wait, can I put this part down? I think this is supposed to be like the cover for this. So this is how it looks like. You see this? This is so cool. Like, I'm only seeing this now. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This is so cool. Like, this is so cool. I like this so much. I like this. I feel like I'm gonna put it probably next to the crochet nook, right? I have a small table, so I'm gonna put it on that table. Maybe I can put some of my stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna put in here, but this is nice. This is nice. I like it already. And this one, this is supposed to be, I think this is like a cover or a lid for something. Yeah, it's still a bit dusty. I haven't cleaned them up, but this is supposed to be a lid for something, but I don't know what. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to find the actual, I don't know, holder for this thing. I think because since he found the lid, I feel like there has to be the actual holder thingy for this lid. Yeah, but I'm gonna ask him to look for it, or maybe I'll try to look for it, but not now, not today, probably maybe in a month, or I don't know, whenever. Yeah. Today is the day that I set up everything for the crochet nook. I don't know after how many weeks, and I have everything that I needed to do or I needed to make for this project. And some of the things that I made, I was supposed to make like a pillow, which I made one. and then I had to make crochet some frames and then make some wall art. But I'm just going to show you guys everything after decorating, and then you guys can see everything properly. Yeah, so right now I'm just going to get started with setting up everything. So we're going to start with the hammock here. I don't know what am I gonna put there because I don't think putting my yarn there would be a good thing, because I feel like my yarn will end up getting dust. And then with the frames, right, so I decided to use pictures that I had, and I only have this picture of my dad. Yeah, I only have this picture of my dad, and yeah, he passed away I don't know how many years ago. Yeah, so I decided to put up a picture of my dad, yeah, because he's no longer around, but then I feel like he's still a part of my life in some way. And this next picture is just like a picture of me, my mom, and my dad. Yeah, this is me when I was still in, yeah, I was still in creche. Like, yeah, it was on my graduation day. Yeah, that's that. And then we have this wall art here that I made, and I feel like this time I'm setting up the wall art a bit different to what I usually do, because as you can see with these ones, right, this is how I set them. I hanged them, but with this one I just wanted to put it like that without the wooden stick. I crochet this wall art. I don't know what was I thinking, but all I know is that I had saved it on my Pinterest board, and I tried to remember why I saved it, but then I was like, okay, let me still do it either way because I saved it. I'm the one who saved it. So, but I kind of like it. And then here we have this small round crochet pillow that I made. It took like less than it didn't take that long for me to make it. Yeah, so this is like I made it, and inside of this there's like I decided to hand sew the fabric together. Like I just like cut like 2 circles of fabric, and then I asked my boyfriend to hand sew it, because one thing I discovered like throughout this whole project is that I hate hand sewing. I don't like hand sewing, so I asked my boyfriend to hand sew the fabric for the round pillow. Like I just couldn't do it, and he did it so quickly. And anyway, this is it for my video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do ensure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe if you like this kind of content. And trust me that I am still going to make updates on the craft room. I have a few projects that I have lined up that I want to do, so stay tuned for that, and make sure that you are subscribed so that you can see my next projects.